Look at your hands right now. What are they doing? Tapping a rhythm only you can hear? Fidgeting with a pen? Or maybe they're perfectly still. No, think about yesterday. The seat you chose on the bus. The way you took your coffee. The song you play on repeat. The extra 5 minutes you spent in the shower. We dismiss these things. We call them little quirks, random habits, meaningless rituals. But what if they are anything but random? What if every single tiny, seemingly insignificant thing you do is a direct signal from the deepest parts of your psyche? A clue to who you really are when no one is watching, and even when you're not paying attention to yourself, your behavior is a language. And today we're going to translate it. These are the astonishing psychological truths hidden in the most ordinary human actions. First up, the person who spends longer in the bathroom isn't just wasting time. They're building a fortress of silence. In a world of constant noise, notifications, and demands, the bathroom often becomes the last truly private sanctuary. It's no longer just a physical space, it's a psychological airlock. In that quiet, the mind is allowed to unravel, to process, to simply breathe without an audience. Think about it. It's the one room where a closed door is universally respected. This isn't avoidance. It's essential maintenance for an overloaded nervous system. That closed door is a boundary, a clear signal to the world that you need a moment. It's a small rebellion against the expectation to be always available. Next, the coffee lover isn't just craving caffeine. They're performing a ritual of control. For many, the morning doesn't truly start with the sunrise, but with this ceremony, the grinding of the beans, the pour of hot water, the aroma filling the kitchen, that first deliberate sip. This entire act is an anchor. It's a small performative moment of agency before a day of external demands and unpredictable events takes over. The mug in their hands is like a talisman. It whispers to the brain, I am prepared. I am in command. It's less about the stimulant and far more about the symbolism of self-direction. It's about starting the day with one thing that is completely, undeniably yours. And what about the night owl? Society often labels them as lazy or undisciplined. But the truth is, the night owl is a thinker in the dark. When the rest of the world sleeps, a profound quiet settles in. It's not just an auditory quiet, but a social quiet. The pressure to perform, to respond to emails, to be on for everyone else, it evaporates. In this unique space, the mind is free to wander down unconventional paths. The low light and the absence of interruption foster what psychologists call divergent thinking, the kind of thinking that breeds creativity, solves complex problems, and allows for deep introspection. For these people, the night isn't for sleeping, it's for becoming. It's when their most brilliant ideas are born. Let's talk about the doodler. You see them in meetings or lectures, their pen creating a web of spirals and shapes in the margins of their notebook. It looks like they're distracted, right? Actually, it's the opposite. The doodler isn't distracted. They're locking in focus. Here's how it works, the simple, automatic act of drawing occupies just enough cognitive bandwidth to prevent the mind from fully wandering off into daydreams. It acts as a release valve for restless mental energy. This allows the auditory processing centers of the brain, the parts responsible for listening to a lecture, a podcast, or even music to function with much greater clarity. Those chaotic lines on the page are actually proof of an ordered, engaged mind desperately trying to stay present. Now, consider the person who hates small talk. They're often seen as antisocial, shy, or even rude. But the reality is much deeper. This person isn't antisocial. They're hungry for substance. For them, conversation is not a social lubricant. It's an exchange of energy and meaning. Their brains are wired to seek depth and authentic connection. Superficial exchanges about the weather or weekend plans don't register as rewarding. They register as taxing, like listening to static on a radio when you're trying to find a clear station. Their silence in a group isn't always shyness. It's often a patient waiting game. They re-waiting for the conversation to reach a level of reality and authenticity that's actually worth engaging with. And then there's the person who laughs at dark humor. Are they cold and unfeeling? Unlikely. They are often incredibly resilient. Dark humor is a sophisticated psychological defense mechanism. frequently found in individuals who have faced significant adversity, people like doctors, soldiers, and first responders. It allows them to confront painful, frightening, or absurd truths from a safe emotional distance. By making light of the darkness, they rob it of some of its power. It's a way of looking the abyss right in the eye and choosing to laugh. That laugh is a testament, a powerful statement that says, I see the worst, and I'm choosing to whistle past it anyway. Finally, what about the person who cries easily at movies? They get labeled as weak or overly sensitive, but a more accurate term is emotionally fluent. These individuals possess a high degree of empathy, allowing them to fully inhabit the emotional reality of a character, even a fictional one. Those tears are a physiological overflow of this deep connection. They're a sign of a heart that has not built cynical walls against the world. It's not a sign of fragility, but of a courageous openness to the full human experience, from its soaring joys to its deepest sorrows. It's a sign of a nervous system that is alive and responsive. So you see, nothing is accidental. Every small habit, every tiny preference, is a brushstroke in the psychological portrait of you. Your love for bitter flavors like dark chocolate or black coffee might hint at a mind that appreciates complexity and isn't afraid of intensity. Your preference for the window seat on a plane or bus might reveal you as a natural observer, someone who finds comfort in having a panoramic view and quite physical boundary between you and the world. Your habit of talking to your pet or even your plants reveals a rich inner world where compassion knows no limits and connection is sought everywhere. These aren't just quirks. They are silent teachers, whispering to you about your unmet needs, your quiet fears, and your deepest desires. They are clues to your soul. So the next time you catch yourself in one of these quirky little habits, pause for a moment. Don't judge it. Don't dismiss it. Instead, listen to it. Ask yourself, what is this action trying to tell me? Because in that small, repeated motion, in that seemingly insignificant choice, might lie the biggest and most profound truth about who you really are. Thanks for watching. If this made you look at yourself a little differently today, hit that like button and subscribe for more journeys into the human mind. See you next time.